Okay, I got myself some chicken and chili garlic, and what do you call it? I got myself a drink. It's called Fizz Up Next because we're back with more Ace Attorney. I love this shit so fucking much. All right, this is probably one of my favorite games ever. So here we go. Make sure you smash like, smash subscribe, and let's get into this. Hold on, I'm eating my chicken. Now then, before we proceed any further, I'm going to announce the results of the test we had performed earlier. Tests. Yes, test on the bloody dagger that was found stuck in the pine tree. I love chicken. Oh yeah, that. Totally forgot about that. That's the weapon that my FA used when she fought the victim. So what are the results? Well, was it the victim's blood or... Due to time constraints, a full test wasn't possible, however. There's the one thing we can say with certainty. The blood on this blood that was on this dagger was not the victim's blood. Oh. Shit. Alright. That is all. Now then, let's restart this trial. So it wasn't Misty's blood on the dagger. Then whose was it? Hold on. Let me get a big scoop of that chili garlic with this chicken. I'm sure both the defense and the prosecution know this, but this trial is rapidly coming to a close. I love chili garlic. Anything spicy with anything garlicky is S tier in my opinion. Hold on. Alright, I'll be right back. Hold up. I finished all the chicken. This trial is rapidly coming to a close. Both sides will need to show some firm evidence with their claims. I understand, Your Honor. I still have the drink. From what I've heard, the witness is dangerously weak, physically speaking. So let's finish this quickly. Agreed. Very well, please bring in the last witness. Maya Fay. Witness, please tell us your name and profession. Maya Fay. My profession is, I'm the assistant manager at Wright & Co. Law Offices. Maya, according to the magazine I have here, you're a spear medium of the Korean channeling technique. I'm frightened. The Faye clan. I don't want any more to do with it. Damn, that really traumatized her, did it? Oh, Maya. The pain the Faye bloodline causes must be unbearable. Very well. Now then, Miss Faye. When the event occurred, you were in the garden of the inner temple. And you witnessed the moment of Miss Elise Diaxonim's murder. Is that correct? I didn't see any. Straighten up this instant, young lady. Huh? Pick your head up and speak clearly. There's always time for crying later. But your mother was killed right in front of your eyes. There's nothing you can do to change that fact. Goddamn Goddo. But there's something you can do. You can finish this. You've been watching the whole thing, right? You've seen the witness come out and you've seen us squeeze the truth out of them. Now it's your turn. Let's hear your testimony. On the night of the crime, what exactly did you see happen? Bro, poor Maya. Just look at her. Witness, if you please. Yes, Your Honor. Okay. I was passing through the garden on the way to a spare prep room when it happened. Suddenly, someone struck me over the head. I stumbled and ended up against the stone lantern. I think I screamed, "Help me!" Then something warm splashed over me. That's when I lost consciousness. Warm? What? So you were struck on the head. I suppose it must have been this staff. Maya, the person who hit you. It was Dahlia Hathorn, wasn't it? I'm sorry, Nick. I couldn't see. I don't know who it was. Maya, think hard. Sorry, Nick, but I really couldn't. Huh. Can't say it was and especially a good night for young ladies to be walking around alone. It seems that it will be hard to determine the criminal through testimony and alone. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Please begin your cross-examination. Okay. Maya, hang in there. She doesn't look well at all. Alright. I finished the drink. Well, such a bikini, of course. But I remember her saying that Iris would be coming later as well. On the day after the incident, Edgeworth met a bikini at Hazakura Temple. That means she couldn't be the criminal. So then, did Iris actually come later like she said? Well, let me think. She seems confused. It's probably because she's so tired. No, I'm sure I didn't see her. She must have come while I was preparing for the training. Who did it? Who hit you? Well, I didn't see who it was. I was hit from behind. You didn't see the person? But after that, your attacker was in front of you. How could you not see who it was? Oh. Let me think for a sec. I'm sorry. I just can't remember. Maya is really having a hard time. What should I do? Press her harder. I think we have to. Come on, Maya. This isn't making sense. Why didn't you see this person? Well, let me think. It was, oh yeah, that's right. It was dark, that's it. It was dark. It's not good to have too much light around when someone is undergoing spiritual training. Come to think of it, there was earlier testimony to that effect as well. So it was dark in the garden on the night of the crime, which is why she didn't see her attacker. I thought maybe she was trying to hide something, but I guess not. Judging by the testimony thus far, the identity of the attacker was most likely the spirit that was channeled by Elise Diaxnam, Dahlia Hathorn. Very well, please continue with your testimony. What happened after you were struck on the head? What happened afterwards? My attacker was in front of me, blocking off my escape, I think. You think? After getting hit like that, I was in a state of panic. There was only two things that were rolling around in my opinion at the time. Well now, this is beginning to get interesting. So when were the two things rolling around in your mind? My name is Maya Fey. 1 + 1 = 2. Yeah, no, that makes plenty of sense, I'm pretty sure. You see, for some crazy reason, I was afraid I was going to lose my memory. I know it's odd considering my life was in danger, but that's how it was. That's not odd at all. Your actions are understandable given the circumstances. So, what did you do then? You think you screamed, but you're not sure? Listen, I was a complete wreck. It was dark and I couldn't see my attacker. Was it a man, a woman, an adult, a child? I had no idea. I was scared out of my wits. Believe me, my dear, I'm certain I would have soiled my robes. I thought this person might attack me, so I... Anyway, I'm pretty sure I screamed. I thought that was my last hope. What do you mean, so you what? Wow, it sounds like poor little Maya really was out of her mind. But I wonder what she meant by last hope. What do I do? Do I press her for more details? Wait a minute, Maya. What's this my last hope stuff? What do you mean by your last hope? No. That's what you said. You said my last hope. Huh? What? I said what? Look, you were facing an attacker that you couldn't see, and you screamed, right? You screamed, help me. Yeah. But you testified that you screamed at that because you thought it was your last hope. Oh, well, you know, that's like, what do you call it when it happens? Maya's not doing so well up there. Oh, yeah, oh, that's right. I remember now. I was facing my attacker, but that's not who I was screaming at. What did you just say? Yeah, that's right. It was the person behind my attacker that I was yelling at. What? That's who I was screaming to for help. Ah! What is it now? I messed up. I didn't mean to let that slip out. Huh? So she was trying to hide something. Witness, are you absolutely sure of what you're saying? Behind the attacker, there was another person? I am, well, I meant to keep that part a secret. What have I done? Huh. It takes a ton of pressure to make a diamond. That's what I always say. A ton of pressure. You're in a court of law here. You can't make things up or try to hide things in this chamber. Witness, the information you just presented is vital to this case. I want you to add it to your testimony. Oh shit. Hold up, that's wrong. So there was a man standing behind your attacker. Yeah. That man, he's the killer. He stabbed her from behind. He's the one who killed Elise Dioxnim, otherwise known as Misty Faye, your mother. The killer? Maya, you know who killed your mother? Don't you? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? She couldn't have seen. The lights should have been out. To be frank, Your Honor, I think she is in shock and quite confused. That's why she hasn't noticed the huge problem with her testimony. Huh? What do you mean? What problem? Maya. On the night of the crime, that stone lantern was out of commission. Huh? What? It's true. There was no light anywhere in the garden that night. No. Order in the court. Mr. Gatto, explain this. Add the pureness of milk to the perfect clear darkness of coffee, sir. Stir. That's the state of the witness's mind right now. A cup of cafe au lait. Cafe au lait? Is that even legal? Mr. Trott's words are the milk and you are the spoon. Your Honor. I'm a spoon? I'm no spoony bard. I'll have you know. You must have noticed it too, Trite. This witness's mental state is highly unstable right now. It's not hard to understand why she would make a little mistake like that. Sorry, but that's not going to cut it. What did you say? If there truly was no light in the garden, then there is a fatal contradiction in the witness's last bit of testimony. Nick, may I recall the witness's statement about her attacker? She said that she didn't know if it was a man or a woman or an adult or a child. And yet, the witness could describe the person that was standing behind her attacker, and she quite clearly described him as a man. In other words, that would have to mean that Maya actually saw our mystery person, despite it being so dark and she couldn't see the face of her own attacker. No! Why is she trying to hide the identity of the killer? Order. What in the world does this all mean, Mr. Wright? Are you saying Miss Faye saw the real killer under pitch black conditions? Trite, do you have any idea what you're proposing? How could she have seen in the dark? There was no other light source at the scene. There are some things that you can only see in the dark, Mr. Gatto. Maya, you did see who the killer was in the dark, and now you're trying to cover for him. cover for the man that killed her mother? Well then, the conclusion is that it's someone we know. So it has to be Larry, Gumshoe, or Edgeworth, right? I don't know why, but if she's trying to cover for him, then there has to be a good reason for her to do so. She probably should be close to the person in question, right? So I'd say Gumshoe, Larry, or Edgeworth. I obviously don't think it's Edgeworth. In fact, I'm almost positive it's not Edgeworth. Larry's pretty stupid. I don't think he'd kill Elise Diaxnim, and I don't think Gumshoe would kill anyone either. Is it someone who's not in the court record? Well, it obviously can't be Gatto. You know who this man is. Please, Nick. I don't know anything. Please, I'm begging you. Huh. You talk a good game, trite, but let's see if you can walk the walk. It was pitch black, so what could the witness see? I'm calling your bluff. No, Nick, don't. Please, stop. Maya is dead set on protecting this guy, the man who murdered Maya's long-lost mother. But I can't let him get away with it. I'm a lawyer, an officer of the court. I'm here to find the truth. Alright, Mr. Wright, time to show us what you've got. Who was this person that you say Miss Faye saw in the darkness? I have no idea. Wait, no, I should have saved. No. Okay, I'm gonna save now. It looks like you've proven a well-known fact. The fact that people really can't see in the dark. You're just the man I thought you were. You should try a nice sweet cafe, bro. But I'm sure she saw the killer in the dark. So the answer is clear. Was it visible in the dark? Alright, Mr. Wright, time to show us what you've got. What? So this person was protecting Maya and killed, Elise to protect her, right? Then the killer did nothing wrong. Well, technically, the killer killed to protect someone, right? Really? It looks like you... Wait, what? Come on! Stop throwing coffee at me! Oh, I have one chance. Okay. Actually, it can't be Edgeworth. Because Edgeworth was overseas at this time, right? Is it really Gatto? There's... How? What? Wait, hold up. Okay, I'm just gonna get it wrong on purpose. I know this is wrong, but... What do you call it? I just wanna... I want my bar back. Stop throwing the copy at me. There we go. Okay, yeah, I lost. 2 cares. Okay, whatever. Alright, back again. I'm back here again. Okay, I closed some stuff. Hopefully, it's less laggy now. So it's Gatto. What? Gatto killed Misty Faye. Why? What? Because it was pitch black, Miss Faye was able to recognize the killer easily. I'm sure the court would like to see it for itself how this is possible, yes? What? But how do you propose to show us something like that? It's easy. We just need to recreate the conditions of that night. Conditions? Your Honor, the defense officially requests that all the lights in this courtroom be turned off. Oh shit. What? This is... But it can't be. Huh. Oh! Gatto's the killer. That was a nice bit of deduction, Wright. Well, everyone, this is the man Maya saw on the night of the murder. Why was she defending him, though? What did he do that was so good? Oh, I guess, what do you call it? He was originally Mia Fey's partner, right? Order. Prosecutor Gatto, what is the meaning of this? Surely you must be shocked to hear yourself accused of such a thing. Why aren't you denying it? Huh. Your Honor, you're asking the wrong person. What do you mean by that? If you got a question, ask the witness. That's one of my rules. Well, Maya, how about it? What you saw on that night, was it 3 glowing red lights? Well, witness, answer the question. Don't try defending it. You're wrong. Oh. I never saw that. Maya. I thought the person that stabbed my mother was a man. For a totally different reason. What? Witness, Mr. Wright. What the? Oh my god. Stop the chattering. Your Honor. Chattering? If it's worth asking, ask the witness. That's one of my rules. Alright. Well then, let's continue with the testimony. Please tell us how you knew the killer was a man. Yes, Your Honor. I didn't realize it until I woke up, but... The killer. When I came to, I was just lying there on the training hall floor. By the time I got back to the garden, the place had totally changed. The torches were lit, and the body was gone. And all the snow around the stone lantern had been carefully cleaned up too. Since the president did all that work alone, I just assumed it was a man. Come on, what? So it was after the crime took place that the witness came to think the killer was a man. Yes, that's right. I'm sorry, Your Honor. No need to apologize. It's as Mr. Gatto said, you're utterly exhausted. It's only natural that you would be a little confused. Also, if you consider the situation you described, it doesn't seem too much of a stretch to assume the culprit was a man. Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination. Alright. So you lost consciousness when you were in the garden, is that right? Yes, I think. I think it happened when the victim was stabbed. So then the person that carried you into the inner temple, it could have only been the killer. That's what I think, too. So what do you call it? Gatto killed Misty Fey to protect Maya. That's what happened. So the killer carried Maya into the inner temple. Naturally, the killer must have done it, right? Yes, I think so. But why would the killer tamper with the crime scene like that? There must have been something that the killer desperately wanted to hide. I don't know. It looks like she doesn't have enough confidence. I think I need to gather some more information before I ask her again. The torches were lit. Yes, that's how I noticed the whole scene had changed. I'm going to say it was the killer who lit the torches. I mean, who else could it be? The killer probably lit them and it'd be impossible to do any cover-up work in the dark. However, if that's true, there's one thing that still bothers me. Why did the killer go to the effort of moving the body? That's true. It's hard to see how that would be of any advantage to the killer. The only one who would gain anything from that would be the only person that was at the inner temple, Maya. So, Gatto was trying to protect Maya. Very well. Let me hear some more about the condition of the crime scene. So you're saying the killer cleaned up the snow? It did look really odd. The snow was removed in an unnatural looking rectangular shape around the lantern. I would have imagined they did that to, like, what do you call it, remove all the blood, but apparently not. But there's blood on the pillar, so it makes no sense. There were a lot of shovels around the inner temple, but they are all really heavy, way too heavy for me to use. An odd fellow indeed, this killer. Why on earth would anyone want to take the snow away? Well, there's one thing I can think of. Didn't you say that a lot of the victims' blood sprayed onto the snow? Yeah. The area I collapsed in ended up being splattered. In other words, the killer's purpose was to hide the bloody snow. I think that's the most reasonable explanation. Perhaps. However, there's something that's bothering me. If the killer just wanted to hide the snow with blood on it, there was no need to remove that amount. That's true. He could have scooped up just the snow that was stained with blood. It looks like there are some mysteries behind this issue, but I think this will help explain them. So, you're saying that you never saw the killer, right? Yes, but earlier you very clearly stated that you saw a man behind your attacker. Nick, I'm sorry. The killer certainly went through a lot of trouble. Moving the body by pendulum and manipulating the crime scene. But for what purpose? Why do all that? Maybe Maya knows more than she's letting on. So I think I know what the contradiction is. Here it says, did all that work alone. But I just don't know how to prove. I got myself some popcorn. Let's continue. Alright, so we were looking for naturally the killer must have done it, right? Yes, I think so. But why would the killer tamper with the crime scene like that? There must have been something that the killer desperately wanted to hide. The truth is, when I saw the crime scene, I felt something. You did? Yes. I felt like the killer was hiding the evidence for me. For my sake. What? Hiding it for you. Everyone knew that I was the only one at the inner temple that night. If Sister Bikini had come back and looked at the garden, she may have told you that you had done it. No, she definitely would have thought so. And you are saying that's why the killer cleaned up the crime scene to make it look like nothing had happened? No, that's not true though, because you have the evidence right here, the pillar. It has your name on it. Yes, I'm sure of it. Well, that's certainly an important piece of information. I want you to add that to your testimony. Yes, Your Honor. Alright. The body of Elisa Jackson was carried all the way to Hazakura Temple's courtyard. Then at the garden, the real scene of the crime, the snow that we suspect was covered in blood was scooped up and removed. It's reasonable to believe all this was done in an attempt to hide the true crime scene. However, there's still one matter that seems somewhat odd. Oh, and what would that be? You must have figured it out by now, Mr. Gatto. It's the message written in blood on the lantern. He can't see that though. Yeah, Gatto can't see that. Oh, that means Gatto is the killer. He cleaned up all this mess so Maya wouldn't be, accused. Yet he can't see the message on the pillar. That's why he never bothered to clean it up. It was written very clearly on the white stone lantern. Maya. If the killer was so motivated to protect Maya from suspicion, then why didn't he wipe the writing off the lantern? You're right. Order. But, Mr. Wright, isn't it a fact that the killer was trying to cover up the crime scene? Indeed, but it doesn't make much sense to move the body and remove the bloody snow, then not wipe off the most incriminating piece of all, the most incriminating thing of all, the bloody writing. But if that's the case, do you have an explanation for the killer's mysterious behavior? Why would this killer move the body and remove all that snow, but then leave the bloody writing on the lantern? It's because they couldn't see it. I don't know what the killer's plan was, but it's a fact that the killer left the writing on the lantern. There must be a reason for it. Well then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your opinion. Why did the killer leave the message written on blood? The message written in blood on the lantern. The killer didn't notice it. It has to be. I'm gonna just save just in case. Prosecutor Gatto, earlier in this trial, you gave me some good advice. Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. Maybe you're not as dumb as I thought. The real killer wanted to disguise the fact that a crime had occurred there. If that's the case, they wouldn't have left the bloody writing on the stone lantern on purpose. Therefore, it must mean they didn't notice it. But that doesn't make any sense. The torches were all lit and everything. There's no way any normal person would miss something as glaring as that. You're right. There is no way any normal person would. What? What are you trying to say, Mr. Wright? There's only one person involved in this incident who could have missed seeing the bloody writing altogether. And who would that be? Who is this person that could have failed to notice the bloody writing? It's obvious! Mr. Gatto, this is what you said yesterday. My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything. You can't see everything. Is that correct, Mr. Gatto? This lantern was submitted as evidence today. I would like the court to think back to the moment it was first presented. This lantern, there's something written on it. Why? It's written in blood. Nonsense. This lantern, it's as clean as a whistle. Yep. Mr. Gatto, just admit it. There are certain colors you can't see, correct? You can't see red on a white background, can you? That's right. We went through this once before, during the poisoning case at Très Bien. Oh. This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time. Oh, I didn't even notice. And somehow spilled coffee on. There's something still bothering me, Mr. Gatto. Why have you got no explanation for the bloodstain to the court? Bloodstain? What bloodstain would that be? Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron. That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a bloodstain. Oh, it was there from the beginning. You could see the coffee on the white apron, but you couldn't see the ketchup because it was red. It's strange. In a black and white photo, those letters would have appeared black to me. I wonder, why am I the only one that can't see them? So then, Mr. Gatto, are you admitting it? Are you admitting that you can't see red writing on the lantern? There we go. Hey, Gramps, didn't you know? That's the reason I don't drink red tea. Nobody said shit about red tea. I wasn't sure about it until now, but I just can't believe it. Prosecutor Gatto is the murderer. But there's no going back now. I finally figured out the truth. Mr. Gatto, the defense at this time formally accuses you. You are the murderer of Miss Elisa Jackson, also known as Miss Misty Fay. It's hard to believe that may be true, however, once again, Mr. Wright has brought up a disquieting fact about you. Just make sure you don't fill out the indictment in red ink, Gramps. Come on. How does a little graffiti make me into the killer? Besides, it's not like it's my name that's written there. I'm certain that the killer wasn't able to see the color red. This is rich. Do go on, Wright. The answer is right there at the crime scene. In the snow. The snow? How so? Well, for example, why did the killer move all the snow? Your Honor, you said it yourself. If you wanted to hide the bloody snow, why not take just that area? Yes, why didn't he just take that area? Could it be? Yes, the killer couldn't see the red blood that had seeped into the snow, and so he had removed all the snow. He couldn't be sure of where the blood had landed, so he removed the whole area. Isn't it more likely that the killer couldn't see the blood because it was dark? Not a chance. The torches were all lit. He would have been able to see just fine. It seems that once again, this trial has taken an unexpected turn, to say the least. Can you explain this, Mr. Gatto? So Gatto is the killer. Hold it. Oh my god, Maya, don't! Wait just a minute. Maya. What is it, witness? Mr. Gatto, isn't the killer, after all, he didn't even come to the inner temple until 2 days after the murder took place. He didn't show up until after the old bridge got fixed up. Maya, you can't testify to do something like that. Why? What do you mean? I may not look like it, but after the murder happened, you didn't even exist. She didn't? I'm afraid I don't follow. Are you senile, old man? We established this just a little while ago. After the murder, this witness was unconscious for a long time. Because she was channeling Dahlia Hathorn. Oh, that's right. But please, Your Honor, let me add to my testimony. Nick, please listen to me. Maya, do you plan to cover for Gatto no matter what the cost? If that's the case, then I've got no choice. Your Honor, let's hear her testimony. If it means we're going to hear the whole truth, I say we should not silence her. Ha! Nicely done, trite. Very well, let's hear the witness's testimony. Please tell us what happened at the inner temple after the murder. Yes, sir. After I woke up, I began channeling and my spirit left me, as it were. But little Pearlie was there at the inner temple too. Oh shit, alright. Pearlie was also stuck on the inner temple outside that night. The next morning, she looked around but couldn't find anyone. The next day, when the bridge was finally fixed, she was in the spare prep room. That's when Mr. Gatto arrived at the inner temple for the first time. He found Pearlie first and cheered her right up. Who is this Pearlie? That's my little cousin, Pearlie Faye. So when did you hear about this? Oh, just a while ago. When I was in the medical office. I'm terribly sorry. But what you heard from someone else is simply not admissible as testimony. What? Come on. Pearlie would never tell a lie. She's a way more honest person than I'll ever be. Real smart, Maya. You always know the best things to say when you're under oath. Huh. The prosecution has no objection. We believe the witness. Mr. Gatto, let's just move on to the cross-examination. If the defense has no objections. This is highly unusual, but, well, Mr. Wright, let's get this cross-examination started. Oh shit, here we go. So where did you think Pearl slept that night? In her spare prep room next to the training hall, I guess. There's a rule that you can't enter the training hall during an acolyte's training. But even so, why did you go to the inner temple in the first place? It seems that Pearls became very worried about Maya. She knew the spiritual training I was about to undergo was very intense. Pearls was supposed to channel Dahlia Hathorn, but she couldn't do it. That's why she headed to the inner temple. However, Dahlia Hathorn was already there, possessing the body of Elise Diaxnim. She searched the entire inner temple side, end to end. Well, you see, Pearlie gets pretty scared when she's all alone, and there weren't that many places to look. She says that she even went back and forth several times. The inner temple side has two structures, the training hall and a spare prep room. And there's also a storage shack, I think. That's about it. There was a storage shack, too? Pearls was looking for other people, right? Would she have really examined a storage shack all that carefully? Well, if it was me, that would be the first place I would investigate. So that means it's possible that someone else may have been hiding in the storage shack. Pearls didn't hear the sound of them working on the bridge. What do you mean? I was just wondering why she would stay in the prep room. If it was me, I'd at least go out and wait at the foot of the bridge. Oh, well, Pearlie said she was sleeping at the time. She said she was so scared during the night that she couldn't sleep well and woke up a bunch of times. Poor little girl. All alone like that? Well, we know that she had at least one friend in the sacred cavern, Dahlia Hathorn, who was busy battling the trick lock. She couldn't let anyone see her, so she wouldn't have shown herself to Pearls. What happened after the bridge was finally fixed? So it was your first time on the inner temple side, Mr. Gatto. That's funny. Am I imagining things, or did the defense ask me a question? Mr. Wright, please save your questions for the witness. What you heard from someone else is simply not admissible as testimony. Those are your words, Your Honor. Touché, Mr. Wright. Oh well. I was on a phone call with my dad, but I'm back. Alright. Hot nights and even hotter coffee. That's what I always say. If it hadn't been for this case, I never would have visited there. A freezing cold temple in the mountains? I think I'll pass. So he had never visited Hazakura Temple or the Inner Temple, huh? You want to say something? Try. In any case, I have to find a crack in Garo's armor. While I cross-examine Maya, that is. Very well, please go on with your testimony. After fixing the bridge, the policeman came over to the Inner Temple side, right? Yes. Then Mr. Garo. He cheered her up. That's what Pearlie said. She said he was a very nice older gentleman. Thank you for looking after my cousin, Mr. Gatto. And here I was thinking you were nothing more than a coffee addict. Huh. Cut it out. You're making me blush. This guy is really beginning to get on my nerves, in more ways than one. The truth is that there aren't many places to look on the Inner Temple side. The police men were all busy going over the garden with fine-tooth combs, so I decided to carry out an investigation in my own way, Gatto style. I'm the same way. I like to hand out my verdicts in my own way, judge style. Maybe I should ask some questions, Phoenix style. Alright. Gatto's investigation. You said that you conducted an investigation of your own. Did you find anything? It looks like my investigation went about as well as yours, trite. After all, I did miss the bloody writing on the lantern. Well, I didn't miss it, so speak for yourself, Goggles. The only thing I did discover was the beauty in the training hole. What? Beauty. Misty Faye, naturally. Clad in her stunning Japanese garb, surrounded by the hue and aroma of Western tastes. What? She would have been dead by that point, though. Western tastes. Could he find a stranger way to describe gravy? Oh, never mind. He's talking about the poster. So, from there you headed for the prep room. Wait, but how would he have known that Misty Faye was it was Misty Faye's poster if it was covered in gravy? Wait a sec. What did Gatto just say now? I think I just found his proverbial weak spot. There's only one thing that of any importance here. Where was Gatto when the murder was taking place? He must have already been at the Inner Temple when it happened. Otherwise, he couldn't have killed Elise Diaxnim. So I'm assuming it's this one, and I'm going to assume it's this. Mr. Gatto, the first time you crossed the Dusky Bridge and went into the Inner Temple was long before the murder took place. Well, why do you say that? Because he just made one fatal slip-up. The hanging scroll in the training hole. Hanging scroll. But Mr. Gatto was right. That scroll shows a picture of my mother. Maya, I know you know who it is, but here's something you didn't know. By the time the bridge had been repaired, 2 days after the murder, the hanging scroll in the training hole looked like this. What's that wonderfully delicious smell? The morning after the crime, someone covered it with gravy. Gravy? But why gravy, Nick? Because gravy was much more than a condiment to the culprit. Well, Mr. Gatto, if you really hadn't seen the hanging scroll until after the murder, you wouldn't have had any way of knowing that it was Misty Faye. He's so calm doing this shit. Wait a minute, Nick. Yes? Take another look at the hanging scroll. Look, at the top. There's a crest there. Ah, that. It's the mark of the master, correct? Exactly. So if you know the meaning of the mark, then you could guess that it was a picture of Misty Faye on there. True, but Mr. Gatto described that was underneath like this. Clad in her stunning Japanese garb, surrounded by the hue and aroma of Western tastes. Oh, yes, it's possible that he knew what the crest meant. However, he couldn't have known she was wearing Japanese clothing. Mr. Gatto, on the day of the murder, you were hiding at the inner temple long before the crime took place. Can I ask you just one little thing, Wright? What is it? This whole theory of yours, it all rests on a certain assumption. That I knew beforehand that a crime was going to be committed. That's right. Otherwise, there's no reason for him to sneak onto the crime scene. Of course, Mr. Gatto knew about the plan. Huh? What did you say? Is it really possible that another person knew of this plan? Oh no, I should have saved. I should have saved. Did Pearls put this in the incinerator? Probably the burnt letter. Who would have been the one who burnt the letter? Obviously Pearls was reading it, but would Pearls have known to burn the letter? This crime was actually planned over a year ago. Morgan Fay authored the plan for her daughter's future. And these instructions were hidden somewhere in Fay Manor for a year. However, by the time little Pearls found these instructions, they had already been unsealed. Unsealed? Yes. The killer had read these instructions long before Pearls ever found them. That's how he knew the crime was to take place at the inner temple. And you still insist this crafty killer is me? You bet I do. But you just said that the instructions were hidden. That's right. Mr. Gatto couldn't have known where the instructions were hidden. If he really wanted to know, he had one great chance to find out. Yes? And when was that? During a visit. A visit? Morgan Fay told her daughter Pearl about where the instructions were hidden. During one of her visits to the detention center, that would be the only time for someone to have learned where they were hidden. Eavesdropping on a visit at the detention center? Yes, it could be arranged if you were someone with easy access in and out of there. Like, for example, a prosecutor such as Mr. Gatto. He's finally fucking silent. Order! Mr. Gatto, you're under fire again. This murder could not have been carried out without prior knowledge. And you were the only one that could have acquired this information before the murder. Humans are afraid of the dark. And yet, at the same time, we're fascinated and bewitched by it. Maybe that's why humans drink the darkness that is coffee. Sorry for always asking, but what does that mean? It means there's a reason for everything. According to your theory, the killer in this case eavesdropped on a conversation during a jail visit where he learned of a hidden plan for a crime. After discovering the plans, he hid in the inner temple and waited for the crime to occur. Then he ultimately took a person's life. And he did all of that just to protect this witness? That's right. If you're accusing me of this crime, I have to ask you, why would I do this? This girl is nothing but a stranger to me. I've got no reason to go through that kind of trouble to protect her. Yeah, you say that, but I am what you see. I am certainly not the type to rescue the damsel in distress. The killer's behavior is certainly extreme, for lack of a better word. Even considering that the killer wanted to protect this witness's life, his behavior is still a little too unnatural. However, you had a good reason, didn't you, Mr. Gatto? An unshakable reason that forced you to protect this witness at all costs. I knew it. You figured it out, haven't you, Nick? Yep. Maya. I guess you were doing your best to cover for Gatto. I'm gonna save right here. For the same reason, huh? Let's do this shit. Gatto, you can't hide it anymore. Okay, try. I'm all ears. Let's hear it. It's very simple. Maya Fey is a lot more than just a stranger to you. What's this? There's one person who lies at the very center of this whole story. One person that ties you and Maya Fey together inextricably. Bro, I knew from the start this man was Diego Armando, was that his name? There's a very good reason why Maya Fey's life is so precious to you. After all, she is Mia Fey's only sister. Mia Fey? You once worked alongside her. That was when you were a defense attorney. Wait a second here. Mr. Gatto is a defense attorney? With your honor's piercing intellect, you must have figured it out by now. The real name of this man who calls himself Gatto, his real name is Diego Armando. Isn't that right? The last time someone called me by that name was over 6 years ago. Diego Armando. That name rings a bell. It should, Your Honor. All of this is related to a single case. A case in which a convicted named Terry Fales killed himself. Mia Fey's first time in court. The tragic outcome left a deep wound in her heart. She knew that behind it all was a heartless, scheming demoness in disguise. But in the end, Mia couldn't tear off that disguise. However, there was one man who reached out to help her. Diego Armando, a senior defense attorney at the office where Mia worked. It's my fault. It's all my fault that Mr. Fowler killed himself. Mia. You can't cry yet. Yep. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. I was moved by her. The way she put all her faith in her clients, that pure sweetheart of hers. That's why I could never forgive Dahlia Hawthorne. Mia and I thoroughly investigated that fake kidnapping incident. Then one fateful day, Dahlia wanted to meet with me. It had been 6 months since the trial. We met in the courthouse cafeteria. I just remembered. 6 years ago, right here in this courthouse, you were poisoned. Even I didn't see it coming. Dahlia Hawthorne slipped some poison into my coffee. Some newspapers at the time called it a murder. But very little information about the case was released to the press. But you weren't dead at all. No official reports ever actually called it a murder. I was just in a deep, deep coma. I see. My body shut down, and my life became nothing but a long, deep sleep. The woman's poison did a real number on my central nervous system. I lost my sight, and all of my hair turned white due to the damage it caused. That's terrible. Apparently it was a miracle that I ever regained consciousness. 5 years had passed since I drank that poison brew. Then one morning, my eyes flew open from the smell of a doctor's cup of coffee. 5 years? You were asleep for 5 years? And the worst possible news was waiting for me. Mia Fey was dead. From the very moment I opened my eyes. I had already lost everything I thought I had. The woman I loved had been murdered. And the woman I loathed had been sentenced to death. The woman you loathed? The woman who had spiked my scandalling hot coffee, Dahlia Hawthorne. Good old Mia. She didn't let me down. She got her revenge before she checked out. In the end, there wasn't anyone waiting for me when I woke up. That's so sad. For someone like me, for someone who had slept away their best days, there was only 2 reasons left to live. And it was for those 2 reasons that I decided to become a prosecutor. If I may ask, what were your 2 reasons to live? The first was you, Wright. Huh? Me? If I hadn't drank that stupid poison, Mia Fey never would have died, much less the way she did. You were the only one who was there to protect her, but you let her die. It was all your fault. It wasn't like that. I wanted to see for myself what kind of man you really were. So that's why you became a prosecutor? My other reason for living? She goes by the name of Maya Fey. Huh? You mean me? You were the only way I could make up for the sin of not saving Mia. 1 year ago, when the Karena village incident was resolved, it was obvious that Morgan Fay was planning something. Whatever her evil plan was, I was determined to stop it. My role as a prosecutor put me in the perfect position to do something about her. That's how you overheard Pearl's visit with Morgan at the detention center. I knew that the time was drawing near. Since I knew the plan, I thought I could foil it. My goal was to outwit the plan. I thought if I could do that, I could keep that girl from being caught up in it. That makes sense. If Pearls had known that the actual purpose of the plan was to kill Maya, she never would have helped out. Finally, the day of the plan was drawing near. I contacted both of my accomplices. Iris of Hazakura Temple and Misty Faye. I especially needed the help of Iris. She was there to take the fall in my backup plan in case we couldn't control Pearl Faye. But how did you contact my mother? She had been missing for almost 20 years. Officially, yes. What do you mean, officially? You've heard about it, haven't you? About the strong ties between the main family and the government? Now that you mention it, Bikini did say something to that effect. She said that the master of the Crane had great authority. Even without her official position, Misty Faye still wielded great influence. The police had been keeping an eye on her movements all the time. That's how I was able to contact her. Again, because of my position as a prosecutor. So my mother was cooperating with you? Don't ever forget. No matter how far away from you she was, she never stopped thinking about you. She was always... That's why I knew she would do anything to protect you. If you want to know how strong her resolve to protect you was, look at her staff. Her staff? The one with the sword in it? The day the plan was to be carried out arrived soon enough. We met for the first time at Hazakura Temple. That's when your mother showed me her special staff. I realized it then, just how far she was willing to go. She was ready to use that sword to protect you from Morgan Fay if necessary. Yes, even if it meant paying the ultimate price. Mother? That night, the night of the crime, there was just one way to stop Morgan's evil plan. You mean Pearls, don't you? We had to make sure she didn't channel Dahlia Hathorn. Well, Pearl, what are you going to do tonight? Well, if you'd like, you can come to my room. Perhaps we can read some books together. We thought we could prevent her from playing her part in Morgan's plan, but she never showed up. She was worried and followed me through the inner temple. That was the thing we were most afraid of. And that's why Misty Faye had to do the channeling herself. She channeled Dahlia Hathorn into her own body. What do you mean? If she channeled the spirit first, then Pearls wouldn't be able to do it herself. As Master of Khurain, Misty Faye's power was supreme, so that's how it went down. She channeled Dahlia Hathorn so that Pearl Faye wouldn't be able to. What? Is this true? My role in the plan was to make sure no one was going to hurt Maya Faye. That's why I hid myself in the inner temple. Just in case you needed to be safe from Dahlia Hathorn. Gato. Anyway, that's all I'm going to admit to. Wright. Huh? There's no doubt about it. You're a great defense attorney. But you're going to have to do the rest yourself. The background leading up to this incident has been laid bare. Well, I need a save. There's just one question remaining, Mr. Wright. Who killed the victim? There are only two possible suspects right now. Maya Faye. And I'm sad to say, you, Mr. Gatto. Well, Wright, if you're the real deal, then finish this thing once and for all. Show us beyond a shadow of a doubt that you can finish this on your own. No, Nick. Please don't. Maya. I heard the whole thing. From my sister. In the medical office. That's why I have to protect Mr. Gatto. I can't do it. I can't testify against him. After all, he's the man who put his life on the line to protect Mia. And me too. Maya, I know that. Nick? But even so, it doesn't absolve him of his crime. Please, Maya, testify. Miss Faye, your testimony, please. This is the final testimony. Don't bother trying to hide anything, because I'll know. I want to hear the truth from your own lips. I understand. I'm sure you're right. I'm ready now, Nick. Alright, young lady. Tell us about the moments before you lost consciousness. What exactly happened at the time of the murder? Damn. Just before it happened, I think I saw some red lights. 3 of them. I thought I'd ask for help, but just then I was splattered with blood. She wasn't dead though, as she struck back at the enemy behind her. Suddenly, the red light went out and the whole area was dark. Just at that moment, there was a horrible scream. Right after that, Dahlia collapsed and I lost consciousness. These red lights. I thought you said you don't remember seeing them. I'm sorry. I thought I saw them. But then they disappeared all of a sudden. Huh. Things break, Wright. Even the best of theories. Who was it that stabbed Misty Faye? It looks like you still can't prove it. Maya is telling the truth this time, I know it. The rest is up to me. Well then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your final cross-examination of the witness. Here we go. Lights shining in the dark. I don't think you can make a mistake about that. Yeah, you're right. I think I saw them, but I can't say for certain. And I can't tell you for sure they were from Mr. Gatto's mask either. I don't get the feeling she's covering from him anymore, but just after that, you turned towards the light and called for help. Isn't that because you thought the lights were coming from Mr. Gatto's mask? Yeah, I guess so. Maybe that's what I thought. Maybe that's what I was thinking at the time. But I can't remember. After all, there was a person I couldn't identify in front of me. Maya's life was in terrible danger at the time. There's no way she can remember the details of the scene perfectly. Alright then, let's go on with the testimony. What did you do when you saw the red lights? Then, that blood. Was it Dahlia Hathorn's blood? I think so, probably. Just at the moment, I heard a soft scream that seemed to be close by. It was a woman's voice. So that was when the killer stabbed the victim from behind with the murder weapon. Is that right? Without a doubt, Maya was in the middle of a really dangerous situation. Anyway, the victim was stabbed by the murder weapon. What happened after that? Struck back. How do you know that? Well, you're right. I didn't see it exactly, but I could tell by the sounds of their breathing and movement, and also the smell of blood. You have witnessed more horror than any young lady should have to in one life. So then, what did you do at that point? I couldn't move. I could just barely make out their shadows moving in the dark, but I had no idea what to do. Could you still see the red lights you mentioned earlier? Yes, I think so, but they went out? Yes, suddenly I couldn't see them at all. What could it mean? If the red lights were coming from Gatto's mask, and they went out right in the middle of a fight, maybe the mask was damaged, or maybe it was knocked off, or maybe the batteries ran out, right, or maybe those little red pinhead-looking lights just stopped working. What could have really happened then? What do you mean by just at that moment? Do you mean the moment when the red lights went out? Yes, that's right. The scream you heard then, was it Dahlia Hathorn? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it was a man's voice. Didn't you just say it was a woman's voice? What? So then, that scream came from the killer? That's gotta be it. I think Dahlia Hathorn must have taken the blade and attacked the killer with it. And then the killer let out a scream of pain, huh? After that, the killer stole the blade back and delivered the final blow, I guess. Well, Mr. Wright, it seems to make sense to me. It sounds like a reasonable deduction, but I still kind of wonder. There's a contradiction. She said it was a woman's voice before. I'm sorry to say this. but that interpretation would create an enormous contradiction. That makes sense. After all, my deductions are almost certainly never correct. Remember the testimony she just gave? Before the killer let out a scream, Maya said she had already been splattered by the victim's blood. In other words, the blade in the staff had already been plunged into the victim. Is that right? She couldn't have struck back with the sword that was already stuck in her body. The weapon that caused the killer to let out a scream must have been something other than the staff. Oh, the dagger. If you're so sure about that, then don't keep us waiting any longer. Try. There's only one thing that I can think of. Saving. Okay, and the dagger. That could have been used as the weapon here. If Dahlia Hawthorne had already been stabbed by the back of the staff, what could she have used to strike back at the killer? Naturally, the dagger the killer brought to the scene of the crime. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. The dagger was found at the crime scene, stuck into a pine tree. Yes, the detective found that this morning and brought it to me. Dahlia Hawthorne struck back at the killer with this, and she managed to wound him as well. Just because he let out a scream doesn't mean he was wounded. For all we know, the blood out of the dagger could have been from the victim. Have you forgotten that the blood has already been tested? Since we learned it wasn't the victim's blood, it must have been the killer's blood. The killer must have a wound somewhere on his body. So you're saying the blood on the dagger belongs to the killer? Exactly. A DNA analysis of the blood would prove beyond a shadow of a doubt. And yes, Mr. Gatto, it would prove that it's your blood. Nice theory, Wright. Order in the court. Is this the end? Have I done it? Even he won't be able to change the results of a scientific test. Let me ask you something, Wright. Let's just say that things turned out that I was the killer. Do you really think I would be stupid enough to leave evidence like that? What? Just think for a second. This dagger was found this morning by a detective and brought to me. There was already blood on it, correct? But even so, I was the one who brought this dagger here to the courtroom. Yes? What does that prove? Well, if I really were the killer, I could have washed the blade off and then planted another person's blood on it. It can't be. In any case, there's one thing I can guarantee, Wright. That blood, it doesn't belong to me. Not a chance. What? Whoa. In any event, it seems to be established that the killer was wounded. Alright then, witness continue to testify. Wait a minute. What's the problem? I know I probably shouldn't say this, but there's a big contradiction in Nick's explanation. What? Maya, this dagger, you said it wounded the killer. That's right. But, if Mr. Gatto had really been cut with the dagger, his clothes should be bloody or have a rip in them, right? Maya, maybe he just changed his clothes. That solved the contradiction pretty easily. What are you talking about? It's not that simple at all. Remember back to the day of the murder? Everyone that was on the inner temple side got trapped there. That's right. And on the bridge, and once that bridge was fixed and the police headed for the inner temple, Mr. Gatto was already there waiting for them. He never had a chance to change his clothes. Oh my god, Maya. Order in the court. What the witness says is true. Well, maybe he brought a change of clothes with him. But no one could have predicted the lightning strike that shut down the bridge. Why would anyone have brought a change of clothes? Did the judge take smart pills during the last recess? Well then, maybe the killer took off his clothes before he committed the murder. That way he wouldn't get any blood on them. That's impossible, Wright. You know how cold it gets up there late at night? After a few minutes with no clothes on, you'd be frozen solid. So that's all you've got. I knew you weren't tough enough to finish this. Right now, if Mia Fey were here, she would have closed the book on this case already. If Mia Fey were here. So come on, try. Can you do it or not? How about it, Mr. Wright? You've accused Mr. Gatto of being the killer, but can you prove it? Have you got even one piece of evidence? Saving is my biggest piece of evidence. The question is whether I can prove it or not. The fact is, I have to prove it. That's the only choice I have. It was taught that is one of the rules of being a lawyer. I can prove it. I'm going to bring your magnificent vengeance to fruition, just as you wanted it. Huh, that's good. I'll fight it till the bitter end, Wright. Since there's just one piece of evidence that can prove your point, why don't we go for the unlimited penalty? Sure. I got unlimited saves. Are you trying to pressure me, Mr. Gatto? Because it just doesn't matter to me. I've got the one piece of evidence I need. Give me a break. You got nothing, Wright. So what do I do at a time like this? It's simple. I've got to think outside the box and approach this from a different angle. Alright then, Mr. Wright, let's hear what you've got. There's one thing I've demonstrated in the previous cross-examination. The killer was wounded. That was proven by the blood on the dagger. But we decided that it was impossible for him to have such a such a wound. If he had been cut by a dagger, there should have been a blood stain on his clothing. There's one place the killer could have hidden his wound. Underneath his mask? I mean, the lights did go out for a second, right? Or like after a while. What did you say? Hidden. Oh shit, alright, here we go. This is it. My last stand. I need to think about this from a different angle. I don't need to think about why there were no bloodstains on his clothing. I need to show how he hid the wound. It's the end of the line. The final stop, Wright. Let's hear what you've got to say. Here we go. Where's the location where you say the killer hid his wound? Well, his mask is right here, right? Okay. Huh. I don't know what you're talking about. Did I get it wrong? No. And frankly, I don't need to know. What I do know is that you'll never be half the lawyer she was. Isn't that right? Right. Ooh, what was that just now? Mia? It can't be. You're living on? Through him? Even as we speak, you're still hiding the wound. God damn! It's beneath your mask. That was epic. During the fight, the red lights given off by the killer suddenly disappeared. Seconds later, the killer let out a scream. That's right, your mask went flying off your face. Mr. Gatto, would you mind removing your mask? If you have a dagger wound under there somewhere, then I'd say this whole case is solved. We did it. Just now, I saw her spirit in you. I never liked you. 6 years ago, you helped the woman who put me to sleep by hiding the bottle of poison. And then, while I was sleeping, you let Mia die. But you didn't care. You just kept living your pathetic, happy-go-lucky life. You even had the nerve to follow in her footsteps as a lawyer. I could never forgive you. That's what I thought, Mr. Gatto. But I was wrong about you. I knew it from the very beginning. The truth is, The only person I could never find it in my heart to forgive was me. You? Yourself? I was the one that failed to protect Mia. Me and no one else. I tried to avert my eyes from the truth, to escape from the harshness of reality. I just couldn't face Mia's death head on, so I ran. I hid behind a mask. I threw away my true name. I couldn't even deal with being a defense attorney anymore, so I quit. But you saved me, Maya. Yeah, that was my plan. Up until just now, anyway. What do you mean? Are you listening, Maya? If I had really wanted to save you, then there's one person I should have gone and talked to right away. Who would that be? Are you talking about Nick? But I didn't do it. I tried to get the help of Iris and your mother, but I closed my eyes to the most important men involved. Do you know why? The real reason? No, why? I suppose I wasn't really interested in saving you at all. Huh? I think I was just trying to salvage what was left of my unbroken soul. I was trying to make up for facing the fact that I couldn't save Mia, nothing more. That's why I let you walk into a situation that I knew was dangerous. Forgive me. You're wrong. You put your life on the line to save Maya. Was it really for Maya's sake? Even I'm not really sure. What do you mean by that? That night, in the darkness of the garden, when I saw her silhouette, a part of me must have known the truth. The truth that wasn't really Dahlia Hathorn standing there in front of me. It could have been Misty Faye, or even that little girl. But I still picked up the blade. It was like I was dreaming. I'm not sure exactly what was going on in my mind at that point. Was I really motivated by the pure desire to protect Maya Faye? Or was it something else? Was it my hatred for a woman who had stolen everything from me 6 years earlier? Could it have been simply for a desire for revenge? And now, I don't know anything anymore. I did learn something today, however. I finally realized that I was the arrogant one. I was just chasing an illusion, a fantasy. That stupid fantasy of defeating you in the courtroom. You were the one who made me realize that my folly. You never ran away from Mia's death. Instead, you picked up where she left off, as a true defender of the people. At that moment, I understood everything. Mr. Gatto. I think you already know this, but if you don't, my name is Diego Armando. Mr. Armando? I believe in you. I know you were trying to save me. Oh shit. That's the wound. Thanks. Your wound. It's bleeding. Huh. Did you forget already? In my world, the color red doesn't exist. These must be my tears. Tears? Ever since I woke up from my coma, I think I've been waiting for this very moment. Mr. Armando, you do well to remember this, Maya. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. Bro. Damn. This final trial was such a heavy hitter. This time, it really is all over, isn't it? Defendant. Yes, Your Honor. Although you weren't directly involved in the murder, tampering with the body and the crime scene is a serious offense in itself. I understand, Your Honor. Mr. Armando explained that to me very carefully. I knew the risk and I willingly cooperated anyway. Very well. Before I hand down my verdict, is there anything you'd like to say? Well, there's one thing. I'd like to say something to Mr. Wright. I want to apologize to you. Apologize to me? For what? For the case 5 years ago. Of course. I just remembered. Weren't you poisoned by your own lover? Not exactly, but yeah, something like that. Even now, 5 years later, I can hardly believe it. She was going to do it. She was planning to kill me. It's not all that surprising. The two of you hardly knew each other. What? Huh? What do you mean? I guess that's true though. We didn't know her. Like, she was actually like completely evil. We didn't know that. And she probably didn't care about us much either. You and my sister. You only met twice. What? Huh? We only met twice? The first time you met was on that fateful day. The day she poisoned Mr. Armando in the cafeteria of this very courthouse. The next time you met her was 8 months later. You met her again on the day she stole your cold medicine. And Doug Swallow was killed. No way. It can't be true. I mean, during our whole relationship, we were... For those 8 months, the woman that you thought was Dahlia Hawthorne wasn't actually my sister. No way! What? Huh? It wasn't Dahlia? So Phoenix wasn't dating Dahlia. He was dating Iris. The woman in front of us right now. I hope one day you can forgive me, Feeny. Oh my god, it's true. You mean... That's right. I lied to you. For 8 months. But why? Why would you do such a thing? Ever since she gave you the bottle that day, my sister was trying to get it back as soon as she possibly could. Because of the investigation and their surveillance cameras, she couldn't move about freely. So that's why you... My sister, from the very beginning, she was prepared for the worst. Prepared for the worst. She thought that you might somehow discover the truth. That's why she was always ready to deal with you at a moment's notice. You mean she was ready to kill me, don't you? She already had so much to answer for. I didn't want any more sins on her soul. I begged her not to do it, and she agreed to give me a chance. And that's why you came to me. You came to get the bottle pendant back from me in her place. But I couldn't get you to give it back. I failed at something even as simple as that. 8 months passed and I still couldn't get it back from you. Finally, my sister couldn't wait any longer. Yep, that shit happened. She didn't consult me about her plans for you for that day. It was the first time that had ever happened. That was a bit strange, wasn't it? Up until that day, you two were partners in crime and she would confer with you. I think she must have noticed. Noticed what? My feelings for you. If I had found out she was planning to kill you, I would have done whatever was necessary to stop her, even if it meant to her life or mine. Damn, you would kill her for Phoenix? Iris. After spending those 8 months by your side, my feelings towards you, they changed. I have something to say to you, too. Yes? You really are the person I always thought you were. Even after Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty, I still believed in you. That is right. What do you call it? Wasn't it in case 1 where Phoenix said that probably wasn't Dahlia, she looked different, and then Mia was like, don't get your hopes up or something. I remember that. Thank you. Goddo! How many cups of darkness have I drank over the years? Even I don't know. I'll tell you though. Right now, this one here is the greatest cup I think I've ever had. Honestly, I kind of want some coffee right now too. Just to celebrate this amazing moment. Don't you think so, Phoenix, Wright? Oh my... Yeah, I think you're right. The purpose of this trial was to rule on the murder of the victim, Elise Diaxnim. At some point, I expected you to be tried for your role as an accomplice in this case. I understand, Your Honor. Very well. On the charge of murder, I hereby find the defendant not guilty. That's how we do it. Court is now adjourned. Damn, that's the end. I kind of don't want it to end. I love this game so much. So I guess it's all over. The way everything ended. Was justice really served? The man who risked his life to save Maya is being sent to prison by my own hand. Of course justice was served. Mia. Mia. I'm proud of you, Phoenix. Your defense was truly brilliant. But I couldn't save Mr. Armando, the man who cared so deeply for you. You're wrong, Phoenix. You did save Diego. You saved him in the only way possible. You mean, with that verdict? I think one day you'll understand too. Phoenix, I want you to remember one thing. You were as good out there today as any defense attorney could ever hope to be. There's nothing more you can learn from me. Mia, you've accomplished something I wasn't able to. I owe you a great deal. Thank you. Mia, I'm sure we'll meet again, someday, Phoenix. I've handled lots of cases and seen a lot of things. And along this journey, I found myself asking just one question. What does it really mean to defend someone? I suppose today's case produced one possible answer. Nick. Maya? I guess it's just like my sis said. Mia. What did she say? That night, when I channeled on Mia to get her advice on what to do, this is what she wrote back in my notebook. Don't worry, Phoenix will save everyone in the end. But, come on, cut out with that gloomy face. Can't you see? Me, sis, and I'm sure Iris too. We owe you for everything you have done for us, Nick. Maya. How? How can you be so bright and chipper after all that's happened? You were brutally attacked. You even saw your mother murdered. Ouch! Francisca, still a softie as always, Phoenix, right? Edgy, excellent work, right? Huh, Mr. Edgeworth? When did you get back? Oh, that's right. I guess no one filled her in on that. Edgeworth and Francisca have actually been helping me. Helping you? Yeah, the lawyer trio. If these two hadn't been here on the first day of the trial, the defense wouldn't have gotten anywhere. Wow. But where were you, Nick? I heard he fell into a river and caught a nasty cold which forced him to sleep all day. Yes, he laid in bed shivering from a fever with Iris's hood pulled over his head. Oh, ouch. Talk about embarrassing, Nick. You definitely need more training. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. And you too, Francisca. I don't suppose... Larry! Oh, you didn't do shit this entire game. There's a room for me in this group hug. Is there? Sure, buddy. Oh, Larry. What's wrong? What's with the longer face, longer than usual face? I realized something when I was reborn. I realized that Larry was never of any use to anyone, not even once. That's not true. Right, Nick? What? You're asking me? Well, Nick, is it true? I've got a place in this world, right? Huh? Oh, yeah, of course. I knew it. Everyone would be better off if I were gone for good. No. Oh yeah, those portraits you painted. They were really good. Isn't that right, Edgeworth? What? Me? Why are you making that face? Huh, Edgy? Oh, well, yes, indeed. I certainly can't say they lack a resemblance. Do you really mean it? What about you, Frenzy? Did I draw you well too? Yeah, my beauty can't possibly be captured by a mere crayon. Nevertheless, I recognize the effort you put into it, and that's worth something. So then you'll do it, like you promised? You're going to model for my next picture book, Frenzy's Whippity. Don't get carried away. Well, how about that? I guess painting portraits is the only thing I'm good at. The painting of Pearl was pretty darn good too, if you ask me. Huh? Now that you mention it, I haven't seen her around. Pearls? Where could she have gone? Normally she would have made a beeline for Maya. Oh, I'll go look for her. Be right back. Hey, Pearlie. Right. You seem to be uncharacteristically puzzled. I suspect you are wondering how Maya can be so cheerful despite all that has happened. Yeah. To be honest, I can't understand it either. Francisca. That's right. She lost her father fairly recently as well. I think I understand how she feels. Maya is a much wiser person than she appears, and I think she realizes something. Now is exactly the time when she needs to be as strong as she can. What do you mean by now is exactly the time? Maya wasn't the only one that was badly wounded by this incident. In fact, there was someone that was hurt far more deeply than she was. I believe it's for that person that Maya is trying her best not to cry. Someone who is hurt more deeply than Maya. Edgeworth. I think I'm starting to understand, too. Ow! Then tell me, Phoenix Wright. Who is Maya Fey being strong for? Mia? Or Pearl? One of them. I mean, Pearl, found out her mother is a bad person. That would have hurt a lot. She also, found out that Maya's mother died. She also had to, she also realized that she was going to be the one who was about to kill Maya. She also realized a lot of stuff. So I guess Pearl Fey. And she's only 9. The poor kid. After all, the reason she worked so hard to follow the instructions was because she loved and believed in her mother, Morgan. It's for the good of the Fey clan. I'm sure she believed in every last word. She thought she was doing it for Maya. That's why she was so happy. It shows how truly devoted she is to Maya. But it's a cruel irony that it was her exuberance that led to this tragedy. Maya Fey's mother was killed and Maya herself was put into the deepest peril imaginable, and that's exactly why Maya is putting on a brave face. She's doing it for Pearl's sake, until she can see her smile again. Gummy! Oh hey, so this is where you all were. Wow, looks like we've got quite the brunch here today. Ouch! What was that for, sir? Sorry about that, Scruffy. My whip just seems to have a mind of its own. What's up, Detective Gumshoe? Oh, this and that. Anyway, congrats on your win. Let's go out tonight, pal. Dinner's on me. My salary's just sort of kind of gone down by a teensy-weensy bit, but it's alright. I made reservations at a first-class French restaurant tonight. Yeah! Pretty good work, Scruffy. That whip was your reward. Detective Gumshoe? You said a first-class French restaurant. You know what I mean? Oh, no. Très bien. Hey, at least he's thinking open-mindedly. Très bien. What else? I knew it. We're doomed. Come on, let's go, everyone. Can't keep Maggie waiting, pal. Hey, you, crybaby. You're invited too. Oh, forget about me. Pearl and I will be at the loser's shack eating potatoes. Maya is taking an awfully long time to get back. She's still out looking for pearls. Maya? Oh, Maya. What's wrong? Nick, what do I do? Pearlie, I can't find her anywhere. Huh? I'll bet she just went back home. That's all. I thought so too, so I called the village. But no one had heard from her. This has never happened before. As I figured. She has been badly hurt by this incident. She feels responsible for the tragedy that has befallen you, Maya. But none of this was her fault. What should I do? Detective Gumshoe. Yeah, what is it, pal? Could you guys go on ahead? But what about you? Maya and I will. We'll join you guys once we find pearls. Nick, don't worry about us, Detective Gumshoe. We may be a little late, but we'll definitely be there. We have a lot of celebrating to do tonight, and I wouldn't miss it for the world. But you're the... Yeah! Very well, Phoenix Wright, we'll go on ahead. Don't keep us waiting, Wright. We won't. But where should we look? Where could Pearlie have gone? Let's go, Maya. There's only one place I can think of that pearls might have gone to. Huh? Oh. Hazakura Temple? For pearls, I bet this is a very important place. After all, it's where this whole incident started. What's this? You're all back again so soon? Sister Bikini? I thought we'd be eating mashed potatoes alone tonight. So she's here? Pearlie is here? She's in the training hall. Why don't you hurry along and go see her? Okay. Pearl? Pearlie's not here. Maya. The hanging scroll. Oh, it's fixed. So she fixed it. Someone cleaned it off. It's gotta be Pearl's. Mystic Maya? Pearlie? Why? Why did you just leave like that? Mystic Maya. Mystic Maya! I swore that I would never trouble the two of you ever again. Because it's all my fault that Mystic Maya's mother. That's why you came here. It's the least I could do. To pray for your happiness. You don't have to do that, Pearlie. It wasn't your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. Of course I'm sad that my mother is gone, but how do I say this? I'm still happy. You don't have to lie to just make me feel better. No, really. It's true. The only reason I'm still here at all is thanks to everyone who was there for me. My sis, my mother, Mr. Armando, Nick, and you. If even one of you weren't here, I'm sure I wouldn't still be alive right now. That's why I have to be strong. For all the people that were there for me when I needed them. That's all I can really do. Mystic Maya, I'm impressed. You truly are the daughter of Mystic Misty. Sister Bikini, your mother, Mystic Misty, was a strong woman indeed. I want to tell you what she said to me that night. After dishonoring the good name of Coraine, I don't have the right to face my daughter. But still, Maya is always in my thoughts. It's true. She'll always be with me until the day I die. Your spirit was with her. That's why your mother was so strong. Even at the end, I'm sure she had no regrets. She'll always be with me until the day I die, huh? There's a rule or something that all masters are to follow, isn't there? To never take the charm off until the day you die. That's the master's talisman. The thing that Misty kept by her heart and would never take off. It wasn't the container that was important. Rather, it was the contents. That's a photo? Mother? It's only natural for living creatures to fight to protect their own lives. But what makes us human is that we fight for others. But who do you fight for? How hard must you fight? That's the true measure of what human life is worth. We defense attorneys are warriors who are constantly challenged by that question. Aww. So they had broken it before. That's Mia. Even when the battle is over and the bonds that connect us are served, we always return, time and time again. Mia, Maya, Pearls, Mr. Armando, and Maya's mother too. I learned that from all of them. Look at how surprised they look. Well, shall we get going? Everyone is waiting. This is a day to remember, a day when a lot of things were finally put to rest. I think we should celebrate what we've overcome today. But I still can't. Oh, go on, sweetie. You can come back for training anytime. Okay. Alright. I'm going to make a brand new start, too. Sister Bikini, I'll be back for more training. I promise. I know, and I won't go easy on you just because you're the future master. I'll make sure to prepare reservations for three for when you come back. Alright. We're gonna have a great feast today, Pearly. You know why? Because training is a battle of endurance. Okay, Mystic Maya. I'll eat lots and lots of food tonight. You know, there's one thing I don't get. And I probably don't want to, but what is it, Nick? Reservations for training is fine and all, but why for 3? Come on, what do you think? You're one of us, Nick. Next time you can train right alongside us, huh? I'll be waiting for you. Sister Bikini will take special care of you. Huh? It'll be great, Nick. We're gonna do the special course naturally. That's a great idea. After all, Mr. Nick, you'd do anything for Mystic Maya, wouldn't you? Even walk on hot coals, right? We'll have a nice big meal before we come next time, right, Nick? You know, I was wondering if I can just say one little thing. Sure, of course you can. Objection? Oh, I love this part. I can't wait to hear it. I'm getting goosebumps too. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Bro, what a game. This is one of the greatest games ever in my life I have played. Alright? This was a masterpiece in gaming. An absolute 10 out of 10 S-tier game right here. I'm so glad I got to play all the way through the entire game. I'm actually really sad to see it go. Alright? this was a special game for me. This is definitely always going to be one of my favorite games ever. The story, the characters, the gameplay, everything. This game was so hype. Oh, Maggie brought Gumshoe a new present. Oh, it's the, what do you call it? It's just like his hood from the his old hood. What? Andrews. She told me how to use the whip. Francisca taught Andrews how to use the whip? Oh, hell no. I'm kidding. The story was so good. All the cases were so amazing. Well, except for that one circus case, but apart from that, you know what I mean. Oh, the scary looking ghost woman. Still scary to this day. Oh, old guy, birdseed dude, soaked groin. I remember you. 69 years old. Nice. Have we seen that guy before? I think we have. The picture we just saw of the dude. There, you know what I mean? Well, it's still kind of sad that, what do you call it, Gatto and Iris both got they both got arrested. You've turned into such a respectable man, Feeney. It was so sweet of you and everyone else to come and visit me here the other day. Of course, I was happy that you constantly had your eyes on me, but I felt kind of bad when the little one slapped you so hard you got a nosebleed. Aw, Pearls. Yeah, but that's Phoenix's actual girlfriend, so what do you call it? Edgy baby, Miles Edgeworth. Mia. Damn, that hair slick back though. Gatto. Franziska von Karma. Miss Whippity. Oh, bald dude who lost all of his hair because he lost against a rookie. Bro, no way they put it in the third game's credit scene. Old hag. Windbag. And she really, what do you call it? She really made herself into the third game. Larry. As much as I love Larry, he kind of got a little annoying at the end, but oh, that's actually a beautiful drawing. Larry, for once, actually did something amazing in his life. I mean, he has done amazing stuff in the past as well, like saving Edgewood's case. That was pretty epic. God damn. So that's the end. That's the end of the trilogy. That's the end of this entire game. Wow. I have only really good things to say about this game. This game is so good. Everything about this game was amazing. The story was so incredible. Alright, I loved every little bit of it. I loved how everything was so mysterious. I love this murder mystery so much. Alright, this is definitely one of my favorite games, especially the first one and the third one. S tier, amazing, 10 out of 10. Alright, this is probably, what do you call it, a monumental figure in the gaming industry. Alright, that's how much I love this game. My only regret is that I didn't pick up on it sooner, because this game is actually really amazing. Alright, it was fun playing it. It was fun to play cases. It was fun to play as Edgeworth. I love playing as Edgeworth, and Mia Fey as well. Obviously, Edgeworth is still my favorite character. The characters were amazing, so lovable. What do you call it? The gameplay itself is just so badass itself. Like, I love the gameplay as well. The gameplay itself is so good. And yeah, what do you call it? Everything about this game is just amazing. You know what I'm saying? I have absolutely, what do you call it, no complaints about this game whatsoever. Probably one of the best written games ever in history. I can see why this game got so popular. This game is really, what do you call it, a certified hood classic, if you guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, but I really enjoyed that. So, and that's the entire thing. That's the entire trilogy. Alright, I finished the entire thing. This was the final episode. I'm really sad to see it go. Actually, I don't think I've been this sad to see a game go, like, ever. Like, I just don't want this game to end. Like, I actually want to play more of it. It's actually, I think the saddest part about this game is that the fact that that eventually, obviously all games have to end somewhere, but, you know, I actually really wanted to keep playing, for months and months to come, but obviously I really enjoyed this game. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, comment what was your favorite part of the game, ring the bell for notifications. If you guys want to see more, let me know down below. And yeah, by the way, I want to check out the gallery. Music player. Turnabout tunes. Okay. Alright, that's interesting. No, I don't. Okay. Art book. Oh, this is kind of cool. Oh. Oh. Hold up, what was that I just saw? Oh, I thought he was wearing a maid outfit for a second. Okay, never mind. I guess I was wrong there. This is kind of cute, actually. Scenes. Okay, we've already seen all the scenes. Characters. Oh yeah, I'll never forget this one. What the heck? Oh yeah, I forgot that this one existed. What the hell is this? Have we ever seen this? And look at this. It's so clean. Scene creator. What's this? Oh, scene creator. This is like objection.lol, right? Alright, that's kind of cool. Alright, yeah. Anyways, I actually have my own little, what do you call it? Objection.lol thing I made. It was this thing right here. Let me just play the audio for you guys.
Objection!
Yeah, I made this in objection.lol, but yeah, that what do you call it? That's for another story. Yeah, but anyways, still, I just really enjoyed this game. All right, I've said it a lot of times now, but I might have to make like tier lists and achinators on this video, because that's just how much I love this, playing this game and everything. Well then, I guess that's it. That's what do you call it? Probably the end of one of the best series I've ever played on this channel. I don't think there's really any series, maybe apart from Danganronpa, that can really top this series. Because this game was just so good, playing it was so much fun, recording it for you guys was just so amazing. So, yeah. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and bye for now.